you doing, Mike Bradley? Hope you're doing well as always. To my regular viewers, I'm back rocking on YouTube again. Even though saying I only missed one day last week, but I like to do 2 videos a week, and last week was a very busy week in the studio all week, basically, you know, doing some cool session stuff, which was great, a lot of fun, a lot of guitar playing. And yeah, I used all my guitars actually for some. I used predominantly my Telly and Strat, and actually this guitar as well for a few songs. So and then my Taylor acoustic, and everything was the only amp I took was a Supersonic, my Fender Supersonic, just because of travel. I would love to have took like a Cornford or something like that with me, but nah. So the Fender Supersonic, and actually I posted a video earlier of 3 mics on it, which was quite fun and got all sorts of cool tones out of it. But yeah, back raring to go, and I just wanted a little play today on the Gibson. But yeah, it's Wednesday, let's do another Q&A Wednesday. If you're new to this, head over to my Facebook page, like the page as well, and submit a question to me, and I will do my damnedest to get back to you. And like I've said before, a bit of a backlog. And I'm getting through it. Also as well, do check out the previous Q&A videos. I've done quite a few now. I should try and get a playlist together. Actually I will do that, because a lot of people are kind of sending in the same questions. A lot of people asking about like, what should I do to buy this guitar or that, and I say it a lot in Q&A videos. So yeah, do check out the previous ones. But yeah, on to the first question. Also, before I go any further, I'd just like to say I was very much overwhelmed by the response of the video I posted on Wednesday about getting some potential t-shirts done, Mike Bradley t-shirts. I was blown away by all the comments and people saying they're really into it. So it's going to happen. I will sort it out. I need to find time. This is another busy week, but it will happen. Like I say, chances are it'll be next year. It will happen early part of next year. But I want to start getting some designs done when I can, and I've got a few ideas in my head as it is. Some people have already guessed 1 or 2 ideas, but it will happen. But if you haven't seen that video, go to the link right there. A question for you, I believe it's called, and check it out. But I just want to say it truly meant a lot, all the responses I got of people saying they're up for it, so God bless you all. Matt Fitchter asks, hey Mike, how do you go about picking different years of the same model? Example 1969 Strat versus the 2001. Are they really that different? Hi Matt, so I'm assuming you're asking if there's a difference between a vintage guitar, you know, so the vintage year of, you know, 50s and 60s Stratocasters, Telecasters, Les Pauls, guitars in general, versus, you know, more of a current one. And yeah, there is. And I might get saying that my audience aren't too bad, my kind of, you lovely people watching, but a lot of people will go off on one about this wood debate thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, a guitar which was made in 1966 to a guitar which was made in 2016, the wood what make that guitar is 50 years old. So it's going to sound different to what it is now. I can already feel some hate on me already, but yeah, it's true. So I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play a couple of old guitars. I played a 62 Strat, was it a 61? I can't remember. It might be a 63. Early 60s, and it was lovely. Really nice guitar, even though the first string was missing off it. But yeah, it resonates different, you know, and also as well, it's got hardly any lacquer on the guitar at all. I prefer guitars really with nitro cellulose lacquer. My Telly's got it, my Gibsons have got it, and it's a thinner lacquer. And then when you get like your standard production model guitars, which is coated in a lot of polyurethane, which is very thick, plastic type finish, the guitar doesn't breathe as well, and resonates a bit differently. That being said, my Sunburst Strat, which is my main guitar, I love it. I've had it, no, it's 20 years old now, and it is a polyurethane guitar, but it sounds amazing, you know. So, you know, there is that, but no, not saying that a nitro one is necessarily better than a polyurethane. I just feel it resonates differently. It feels different when you're playing. That's probably the best thing to say. So the short answer of it, yeah, there is a difference. Like I said, you know, it's an older guitar. Everything on it would be older. And that being said as well, like, you know, a late 50s Strat, for example, doesn't mean it's like the greatest Strat in the world. You know, just like, you know, you can get new guitars of today. You know, you play one, oh, it feels amazing. You can play another Strat, the same thing, and it's like, oh, that's alright. You know, and it'd be the same thing for there. You know, it's just, there's good and bad guitars, you know, in whatever year it was made. But yeah, there will be a difference, like basically, because like I say, it's the wood is older. You know, the wood is a lot older. I remember Brian May, when he made his guitar, it was initially built from a 100-year-old fireplace back in like 1960, 66, 67, something like that, I think it is. So now it's like 150-year-old wood, what is on that guitar, you know, so yes, there is a difference. Lawrence Fidel asks, I think that's how you pronounce your surname. Hey Mike, since you've been gigging for quite a long time and I'm pretty sure your ears are very much exposed to loud sounds, what are your remedies for tinnitus or hearing problems due to loud sounds? A very, very, very good question, Lawrence. I did a video once upon a time, a year or two ago, I'll put a link up there, and talking about this kind of very much subject. I do have tinnitus, or tinnitus, however you pronounce it. Actually my ears are ringing a bit now, not because of the session stuff, but on Saturday, after I did be in the studio, I went to Islington and met with some friends and saw Foo Fighters tribute band, and they're great band, really, really good. And as soon as I got in there, I was like, oh bloody hell, I forgot to bring my earplugs, you know. So even though I'm in the crowd, I wanted to put my ears because I've got tinnitus. So yes, try and protect your ears as much as possible. So what I would recommend is getting some cool custom made earplugs. I went to the local chemist, well, Boots in the UK, and they kind of inject your ear with this kind of mould. It sets in there, they pull it out, and bada bing, you know, you got your plugs. I use them whenever I'm at a rehearsal studio. I always wear them because a lot of times there's a smaller space. And then gigging, 50-50 really, depends on the room I'm in. I still prefer the sound of hearing the amp with my ears, but I can feel if my ears are getting a bit fatigued, and if I do feel that, I put my plugs in. But I always sound check first without my earplugs in, if I am going to wear them, just so then I know what it all kind of sounds like, and then I put my earplugs in. So it's just being sensible of it. I said in the protecting your ears video, what I did a little while back, I remember when it happened, getting tinnitus. I won't go into it now, check out the video, and I would do anything to go back to that day so it didn't happen. But at the same time, if it didn't happen then, chances are it would have happened somewhere else. But yeah, my ears are ringing quite a bit at the moment through Saturday. It will go down, but my ear is always ringing. There's always ringing in my ears, but it goes down. At the moment it's quite dominant. So yeah, just be sensible. If you haven't got tinnitus yet, protect your ears now, because chances are you probably will get it. James Latimer asks, hi Mike, when you were learning to play the guitar, did you ever go through a point where you feel as though you weren't getting any better? I go through that now, and I've been playing 20 years. Yeah, of course, like I say, it still happens now, it happened then. I can remember barriers breaking more than anything, you know. I can remember getting the open F chord down, you know, and prior to that, you know, that and bar chords, you know, I remember getting them down and it just started happening. You know, it's weird, it was a different era because there was no YouTube, so all I had to go on really was, you know, I would get guitar magazines every month, you know, Total Guitar or something like that I would get. And you know, TV, music channel, MTV, you know, I remember air guitaring to November Rain all the time. There used to be a TV channel called The Box, what just played music videos all day, every day, 24 hours a day. And I'd get back from my paper round and it'd be about 7:30 or something, and I'd just be air guitaring to November Rain because it would always be on in the morning somewhere. So and then thinking, like, oh, I'll never be able to do that, you know. I just, you know, just praying for me to be able to play guitar anything a bit like what Slash played. So, but yes, I remember it very well. The early days, and like I say, it happens now. I'll go through moments I'm like, crap, or I haven't got any better, or if I'm practicing something and it's just not happening. So you just got to go through it, because then when you get through that, literally it could be the next day, the next week or something, you'll see a breakthrough in your playing. So yeah, just keep at it. It's the greatest instrument in the world. It's the best game to play because it never ends. Mr. Liam Burke asks, "Hey Mike, just recently started watching your YouTube videos. They're awesome." Thanks, Liam. I was just curious to know if you ever had a student surpass your playing ability. If so, what do you do with a student who has equaled or passed you in skill? No. But saying that, I do remember I would have been about 21 years old, and I started working for an adult college. That sounds rude, doesn't it? Basically, it was an evening class for adults to get college, an adult evening class college. I started working for this company, and yeah, I was about 21 years old, and initially it was like I think rock and pop classes I was taking on a Wednesday evening, and it was all cool. And then the head of the department asked me if I would take over the blues and jazz, and there was level 1, level 2, level 3, and she asked me to do all 3. And I'm not a jazz player now. I know a little bit about it. I like to incorporate it into my playing, but back then I didn't know anything about jazz when I was 20 years old. And I did say that to her. I was like, I'm not really a jazz guy, with the blues stuff I can do stuff. But she was adamant. She said, no, you'll be fine. And the level 1, level 2 were cool. They were fine, easy to teach kind of thing. But the level 3, the guys were good players, and probably on the same par as me back then. And there was one guy there, I can remember him clear as day, quite a cool guy. Had like a sleeve or a half sleeve and a Les Paul custom guitar, 70s one. And he was a good player. He was really good, actually. I remember my modal playing wasn't very good, and I remember him asking me a question about modes, and I knew the theory of it from college, and that I understood the theory of modes, but applying it to actual real playing, I wasn't quite there yet. I remember kind of saying the theory, and then he started playing some stuff, and I remember thinking in my head, shit, you're good, So I suppose that was the only one time, but I remember from that I was like, this cannot happen. This can never happen again, and I really knuckled down and got everything going, So apart from that, and actually the irony of it, I probably left there, I don't know how much longer, I was there probably another 5-6 months if that. And I remember getting a MySpace message from him, actually, and he started, I think he took over my gig, my slot there, and he was asking me some questions and everything like that, so it's weird, he was asking me questions, not even about teaching, like how do you apply this, and so it's all of us have our insecurities, don't we, so I probably wasn't as bad as I thought, but I remember thinking, bloody hell, so yeah, that's the only time what's come really, saying that I've got some great students at the moment, and some have gone on fantastically well. Actually, a lad who I'm teaching at the moment, I've taught him for quite a few years now, and he sent me a video. He's in a uni project, and he sent me his guitar solo video, and I was like, oh, I felt like a proud father, I was very proud. He's coming on amazing. So, but yeah, that was my one time. And the last question is from Madrista, and your full name is here, I can't pronounce that. Hey Mike, can you give me some tips transcribing? Is getting lessons from videos and tabs better than transcribing on your own? We can find probably lessons of every song on YouTube, so this discourages me to transcribe. Any tips? Hello buddy, yes, get your ear training going. You're right, you can find any single song on YouTube pretty much, of someone teaching it, or you can find tab on different websites. Tab on the websites a lot of times are wrong, and then with YouTube videos, yeah, there's some fantastic teachers on here, so chances are they're going to be alright, but it might damage you as a player if you just rely on, you know, other people showing you stuff. Especially if you want to make a career out of it, you need to get your ears going. Like I said, I was doing session work all last week. My ears had to be on every day. Any tips? I think I've spoken about this before, but tips I would say, you know, start off listening to the root notes of a song. Turn the amp on. So say, sorry, this isn't mic'd up now, it should just be camera mic, but say the chords, you know, you got G, G, D and C. So that's all very, hopefully you can hear it's a very happy chord progression. It's not sad, it's happy. So that's the first thing you want to hear. Like, is something happy, is it sad? And then listen to those root notes. You know, listen to that, try and sing that. And then take it from there, you know. Learning early Beatles songs and things like that is really cool. And just get used to rewinding back and forth. If it's a lead passage, say, you know, listen to what I just did, rewind it. You know, and listen to what I did there. Hopefully you can hear I'm mixing major and minor notes together. So yeah, just get used to rewinding, really listen. If it takes you about an hour to play 2 or 3 notes, so be it. In the long haul, it will make you a better player. So yeah, I think it's very, very important. Cool guys, really hope you enjoyed that video and that the questions have helped you in your guitar and musical journey. Like I say, drop us a question at my Facebook page and I will do my very best to answer it as soon as possible. But thanks all so much for support. Like I was saying, it meant a lot from that last video regarding the t-shirts. I was blown away. But anyway, my camera's about to die, the battery, so I want to say goodbye now. Mike Buddy signing out.